84-year-old woman disappears. And the next thing investigators reportedly find is blood evidence. Then it gets worse. A ransom note appears, and surveillance images are released showing a masked intruder. But the most unsettling part is this: if someone was truly inside her home, how did she vanish without a clear explanation? So, the question is simple. What happened to Nancy Guthrie on January 31st, 2026? In the next 3 minutes, we're going to break down the known details of this case, the timeline gaps, the disturbing evidence, and why the clues investigators released only created more confusion. Because in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, the evidence exists, but the full story doesn't. Nancy Guthrie was last seen on January 31st, 2026, in Arizona. At 84 years old, she wasn't someone who could easily disappear without someone noticing. And yet, she did. Investigators reportedly treated the case as serious immediately because it wasn't just a missing person situation. Something about the timeline raised concerns early, because the moment she was last seen and the moment the evidence began appearing doesn't unfully connect in a clear way, and that leads to the next disturbing detail. Authorities reportedly found blood evidence connected to the case. That changes everything. Because blood suggests one of two possibilities: either Nancy was injured, or something happened inside the home that wasn't accidental. But what remains unclear is the most important part. How much blood was there? Where exactly was it found? And did it match Nancy Guthrie? Those details have not been clearly confirmed publicly. And without those answers, the blood evidence becomes a clue that raises questions instead of solving them. Then comes the detail that makes this case even stranger. Investigators also reportedly discovered ransom notes that suggests someone wanted money or wanted control. But here's the problem. Most ransom cases have a clear pattern: a demand, a deadline, and direct contact. Yet in this case, many key details remain unclear. Was the ransom demand ever followed up? Did anyone attempt communication? Were the notes real or meant to mislead? Because a ransom note should create direction. Instead, in Nancy Guthrie's case, it created more uncertainty. And that leads directly to the most haunting clue of all. Surveillance images were reportedly released, showing a masked intruder. This is one of the only visual clues connected to the case. But even that evidence raises major questions. Who was this person? Why were they there? And if investigators have an image, why has the case remained unsolved? The footage suggests someone was physically present, but it still doesn't explain the biggest mystery. How does an 84-year-old woman disappear with evidence of a break-in and still leave behind no clear trail? Nancy Guthrie is still missing. And what makes this case so disturbing is not just the disappearance. It's the combination of clues that don't fully connect. Blood evidence, ransom notes, and a masked figure caught on surveillance. Each piece should bring answers, but instead they create a larger question. Was this a kidnapping, a staged scene, or something investigators haven't revealed. Right now, the truth remains unclear, and until Nancy Guthrie is found, January 31st, 2026 will remain a date filled with unanswered silence, because someone knows what happened that day and they still haven't spoken.